Okay, we're going to do another example just like the last one I did on the last video, and we're going to determine whether these are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So the first thing I have to do is solve each of these equations for y, so I can find their slope. So I'll move the 3x over by subtracting 3x. That gives me a negative 2y equals a negative 3x plus 6. Divide by negative 2 everywhere. Y equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive 3 halves x plus a negative 3. The second equation, we'll solve for it by subtracting 2x from both sides. Subtract 2x from both sides, I get 3y equals negative 2x plus 12. Divide by a positive 3 everywhere. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4. The slopes of each of these lines, this one's 3 halves and this one is negative 2/3. These two slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. So I can say that these are perpendicular. The next type of problems, the directions say find the slope of the line parallel to the given line. So the given line is y equals 1/4 x minus 9. So that means it has a slope of 1/4. If I want to find the slope of a line parallel to it, I would say that the slopes are equal. So this one would be 1/4 as well. This one, the slope is not as easily found. We just need to solve for the y, so we'll subtract negative 3/5. We'll subtract 3/5 x from both sides. That gives me y equals negative 3/5 x plus 7. So the slope of this line is negative 3/5. So the slope of a line parallel to it would also be negative 3/5. The next type of problem is the directions say find the slope of a line perpendicular to the given line. The first one is in y equals mx plus b form, so the slope is 2/7. The slope of the line perpendicular to it would be its negative reciprocal. So I'll flip the fraction over. It was positive and now it's negative. The second equation does not have y equals, so I need to figure out what the y equals equation is so I can find m. So I'll move the 5x to the other side by subtracting 5x, and then I will divide by 6. So I get y equals negative 5/6x plus 1/3. The slope of this line is negative 5/6. So the slope of the line perpendicular to it would be its negative reciprocal, which would be 6/5. It was negative, now it's positive. The last type of example we're going to talk about is finding whether the lines passing through points are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. In order to do that, we're going to use our slope formula. Slope says y minus y over x minus x. So remember, every ordered pair is labeled x comma y. So I'm going to take y minus y, negative 1 minus 1, over 2 minus negative 2. That gives me the answer of negative 2 on top and a positive 4 on the bottom. That reduces to be negative 1/2. The second line, the slope, would be y minus y over x minus x. My y coordinate is negative 2 minus my other y coordinate is 0. My x coordinate is negative 1 minus my other x coordinate is 0. That gives me the solution of negative 2 over negative 1, which simplifies to be 2. So if we look at the 2 and the negative 1/2, we can see that these are negative reciprocals of each other, so we know that the lines are perpendicular. The last example of this lecture is one more of these, so we're going to find the slope of each of these lines. So I'm going to take y minus y over x minus x. I end up getting negative 7/6. The second line, y minus y, will be negative 4 minus 3 all over 5 minus negative 1. That gives me negative 7/6 as well. So these two have the same slope, so we would denote these lines as parallel.